Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's quick tip series we're going to be talking about Captain Marvel and a couple of interesting things that I feel that majority of the player base is either unaware of or have simply kind of forgotten and never really have brought up to light, and we're gonna to change that. So the first ability is that Captain Marvel actually can remove all armor of effects when she counters heavy with her own heavy. And why it is important? Because armor break immunity is a thing, and champions like Colossus or Dr. Doom, if he has an armor up node, or plenty of other champions in this game are immune to armor break now, and we can see armor break immunity node being more and more present in endgame. So even though you cannot inflict armor breaks on opponent, there is still a way how to get rid of all armor up buffs from the opponent using Captain Marvel, and I feel that it is a fairly interesting niche bit of utility. Majority of the people probably are unaware of because it's kind of hidden in the text of that countering heavy attack with your own heavy attack. So we're going to take a look at example here, and this is going to be in Act 6, I believe, 6.2. Life cycle global, but that's not important. We're going to be fighting off against Colossus. Now, as we all know, Colossus is immune to armor break effects, except when you're fighting tech champions. Captain Marvel is not a tech champion, therefore she is unable to inflict armor break on Colossus. As we can see here, his immunity is triggering and his armor buffs are not disappearing, and nothing is kind of happening at this point, right? And here we can see as soon as we countered his heavy attack with our own, we simply removed all of his armor ups, and there is quite a nice call out sign as well, pulverized armor, and yeah, so there are no more armor ups present, and we're gonna try and do that again as soon as he gets a couple more armor buffs. We're gonna bait out his level 2, and then we're gonna do it in like slow motion to check out that call out sign. But either way, I do find this to be a fairly interesting small bit of utility that many people are unaware of, and I think this is definitely kind of in the nature of the series that I'm trying to create here, just to show some extra bit of uses to the champions that people are using, but maybe not to their fullest extent. Here we can see he's dropping his heavy attack, we're countering his heavy attack, armor is pulverized, he gets stunned, and we are free to kind of like go in and inflict as much damage as possible using our Captain Marvel. So it is one of the two little hidden pieces of utility Captain Marvel has, and second one we are about to talk now, and that is the fact that there is a way to extend her energy charges outside of Nick Fury's synergy. As we all know, Nick Fury's synergy increases her energy charges, the duration of them, by 1 second, and that is really important. That is kind of like vital to play Captain Marvel for most part, and many people have said in past that she is quite dependent on that Nick Fury synergy. And also, I don't think many people have mentioned that there is a way to extend these charges without the Nick Fury synergy. Now, it is fairly situational, but it still definitely can come in handy, especially dealing with stuff like freezer burn and things like that. So base idea is while you're suffering energy debuffs, they increase the duration of your charges by a full second. Now that is exact same increase of her energy charges as Nick Fury's synergy provides. So basically, let's say if you're fighting freezer burn, you can pretty much get the same kind of like result as if you would be using Nick Fury synergy without necessarily having to have Nick Fury on your team, even though Nick Fury is a fantastic champion. And now once again we're going to jump in Act 6, Chapter 2, I believe, and this is going to be the Mr. Sinister, so 6.22, and Back Blast is a node. So whenever you deal more than, I think, 3 or 5% of opponents max health in a single hit, you get an incinerate placed on you. So we're going to start the fight off as normal. Obviously we're gonna just build up our charges in order to access our binary mode, in order to get those furies, in order to be able to actually hit strong enough for Back Blast to trigger. And we're also going to demonstrate the duration of these energy charges while you have no damage over time debuffs active on yourself. Then we're going to gain an incinerate debuff, and we're going to immediately notice that the duration of them has in fact been increased, and that definitely kind of helps Captain Marvel because she is in fact quite a good option for these freezer burn lanes, maybe some incinerate lanes and stuff like that, because her indestructible potentially can provide you with an immunity to any damage or time effects, and you can trigger willpower heal. So long as you're able to finish out the fight quickly, you will take no damage and it will work out well. Obviously, I'm not playing this game perfect. I should have just gotten my binary charges and dropped to level 2, and the fight would have been over before my indestructibility expires, and I would have actually healed back some health by willpower. But I want to demonstrate the point a bit better, therefore I let some of these charges expire at normal speed, and then we got the incinerate buff, and we definitely can notice them slowing down. Now we're going to check out the part of the same fight in slow motion. So at this point we're activating the binary mode. We can see that these charges expiring fairly quickly, as they normally would be if you do not have Nick Fury's synergy active. And I'm going to let them go down to 20, and then we're going to land a hit on War Machine, and then we're going to check immediate kind of like reduction on this charge expiration speed. So here we have gained incinerate effect, and we can definitely see that the duration have increased quite a lot, just like Nick Fury's synergy would provide. And at this point we can also see the fact that we're taking no damage, but we're still taking willpower heal, and that in fact kind of makes Captain Marvel a really great option for most of these freezer burn lanes if she is able to close out the fights relatively quickly within the duration of her indestructible buff. That also would same go for like incinerate or shock lanes or what have you, so long as you can have energy damage debuff on yourself. She extends the charge duration, which is quite helpful, especially if you are attempting to run Captain Marvel without Nick Fury's synergy. And yeah, that will pretty much be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya!